What's up? Welcome to today's live stream. Just realized that I was having a bit of an audio issue to get started. Hopefully my volume's loud enough. Yeah, we're just gonna hope that the volume's loud enough. Anyways, welcome to today's live stream. I'm William, and today is, what is today? Tuesday, December 26th. Only a few more days left in the year. It's unlikely that I'm going to, I don't know, I may end up getting a hotel room locally and not going and just like checking in just so I can get my status. But yeah, close to the year, it's almost here. I have a few things that I have planned to get done this week for work. I'm still on my vacation. I will return to work tomorrow and probably Thursday, although I think technically we have that day off. I'm not really sure. But yeah, today I wanted to go over getting set up with a tool called, I think it's called Focus. I don't know. But I got it set up on my laptop, wherever that is. Roscoe. All right, so let's just go ahead and do the screen share. This stream isn't going to be as long as my normal streams. This is mostly a get something done, just document the process and move on in life. I won't be making as much commentary today, unless, you know, people are here and offering interesting conversation. Then of course we'll switch over into that. But for now, let's go ahead and switch over to my screen. Hopefully we can see this just fine. Okay. So I gotta go to my email. Actually, no, I don't have to go to my email because I remember the name of the project. So let's close email. And we're gonna open up a browser and we're gonna go to GitHub first. And if I'm not mistaken, I forked. No, I didn't. Okay. Thought I forked it. I should have forked it, but we'll have to find it the hard way. I think it's 3 O's with a cuss at the end. Yes, the Ilya S-Bill. So this is a tool that you can run locally, and it works okay on the fact that it works on my laptop, you know, unplugged from a wall outlet, and I get pretty decent battery life. It's impressive to me. Now, if you're someone who's using one of the faster machines, you know, with the NVIDIA graphics cards, then you know, your idea of fast may not be the same as mine, but I am okay with things not being as fast as possible. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through this minimal requirement. Some of this is already set up, but I am still gonna go through it just so that it's known. So if you're on a Mac and you want to use this tool, it works on an M1 and an M2 and an M3. So if you have a machine from 2, 3, 4 years ago, it should work out just fine. Now, they don't specify whether or not this works well on the Pro or a Max or an Ultra, but I'm going to assume that they're talking about M1 Pro at the minimum. Mainly because of the unified memory. You need a lot of RAM for these things to work out fairly well. All right, so let's get started with installing some things. And inside of here, there is a link to the somewhere on Apple's website to download something. I forget what it is. It's their new I don't know what you call it. Their new PyTorch version that's optimized for Apple Silicon, I think. Maybe that's not it. Okay, no, they actually have it linked here. All right, look at that. It's almost like I haven't done this before, even though I have. All right, so first things first is I'm gonna get Conda set up. Now, I want to say I already have Conda. Okay, I don't. Wow, okay. Normally I have Conda installed. Maybe that's on my other laptop. I have a few, so you gotta forgive me for not knowing what's installed on what. But first things first, we're gonna install the Anaconda Python environment. This is a lot of packages, a package manager, as well as some tools, and the language and the environment. All of that's like into one distributable package called Conda, and it's actually quite awesome. I used to use it a lot back when I used to do this kind of work. We'll go ahead and get this installed. We will go ahead and continue. And unfortunately, you gotta like read through all of this crap. Oops. And then I can say yes. All right. I want this to be installed in my home directory. I could install it somewhere else, but in general, every time I've installed Conda for the past, feels like a decade now, I've always put it in my user directory. It's easy to remove. Like if I know where it is, I don't have to like search for hidden paths or all that crap. It's just here. So we're gonna go with the default, which is in my home directory. All right, gotta execute some things. So while that's going, what I'm also gonna go over is like the fact that you could use this pip3 or Conda to install PyTorch. I'm gonna use the Conda package manager because that's typically what I use. And if you go into the GUI, I wanna say that you'll be able to see all of your packages that Conda manages for you there. All right, so let's see. Do I wish to update my shell profile? Yes, I do want this. Although I don't technically want this to happen all of the time, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and just say yes. All right, cool. So I now have Conda installed, so I should be able to just do this. Okay, no, that doesn't work. I wonder if I should just resource, but I'm gonna do that by just quitting and starting over. All right, there we are. So now we have Conda. Okay, I was like, normally when you're in a Conda environment, it'll tell you your environment here. So this is the base environment. We're gonna create another one soon. All right, so I gotta install some packages. So PyTorch, TorchVision, and Torch Audio. We're getting the nightly versions of these. Yep. So this right here is just to verify that this works. I'm pretty confident that this will work. Although, like, just, I don't know, just to follow in the instruction, I guess I'll take this program and prove to you that it returns a vector. I guess they call them tensors. I'll try to use their words, but like in my mind, I look at this as a vector. So it's gonna return a vector, and it should tell me the device. So let's go ahead and do that. We can simply dump this in a test file. So we'll just call this test py. And we will run that. And I want to say I should be able to use Python now instead of Python 3. And that should take the Conda version of this, maybe. We'll see. So we're going to say Python test. Okay, not that. Test like here. So it should take just a moment. It shouldn't take that long though. All right, cool. So yeah, here we are. So we get back MPS0 and we get back tensor1. So that means that this is indeed working the way that I expect. So let's go ahead and remove that test file. Because like I said, I only did it just to show you all that it actually does work. And we can move on from here. So we'll go back. And now I need to clone this repository. So let's do that. All right, I'm not gonna clone this repository. What I'm instead gonna do is fork this repository. under code and color here. All right, and yeah, I only want to take the main branch. And the reason why I'm doing this is that if they're making changes, maybe I don't want those changes. So I can be a little bit more intentional about what changes I'm going to take from them. And if I want to make my own changes, I can then submit those upstream, because I may be making my own changes. We'll see. All right, so let's go ahead and clone this repo. We'll go into my code directory, which is code and color for this. And we'll do a repo clone. And then this is whatever this is. We'll take the last 4 or last 2 pieces of that. All right, and that should dump it here. There's a new version of this, so I guess I'll go ahead and upgrade the GitHub CLI client. This has nothing to do with what I'm doing, by the way. I just saw that it's like, oh yeah, there's a 2.4 out, and I'm on, that's 2 minor versions plus a patch, so I'll take it. All right, cool. So now that we have this, let's go into the repo, which is here. We see that there's some stuff here. There's a lot of stuff here. Let's go on to these rest of these instructions. In fact, we could look at the instructions here now. So if we look at the README, we could just look at them here. Although I prefer a nice markdown renderer. By the way, if any of you who are watching, especially in the future, if you know of a good markdown renderer solution, like rendering solution for the CLI, where maybe I can call cat or bat and it knows how to format it, like let me know. That would be ideal. Like I like to see it presentational when I'm just reading it, but when I'm editing, I want it to be in raw. And very rarely am I editing markdown in my CLI. I'm always reading it. So I would like for that to be rendered, which could be hard because it's technically a subset of HTML. It's not a subset, but it's rendering to HTML generally. Anyway, let's move on to these instructions. We're going to look at it here because it's easier to read. So next, we're going to create an environment right here, this conda env create, and then we can give it this environment file. So the reason why we're giving it this file is because there should be an environment in here. Yeah, right here. So this is our, let's not do it with that. Do it with this. I kind of need to, put an alias for this. I don't have to keep doing that. Anyway, so this right here is going to be what conda creates as an environment, and it's going to make sure that our Python version is locked in to 3.10, as well as pip, the version. So let's go ahead and get that running. So we'll do conda env, and we want to create one, and then we give it the file that host configuration, and we should get this installed. And then what we should see is that this right here should change. Maybe not. All right, never mind. Oh no, okay, no, I had to activate it. Okay, sorry, fine. For some reason, I thought it would activate automatically, but yeah, all right, cool. So now you see here that we're now in this conda environment, and this is what I was kind of talking about earlier, where I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't want this to automatically activate, because it's not often that I'm doing Python work these days, or this kind of work, but maybe that'll change, so I'm gonna leave it for now. All right, so now that we have that, there are some packages that we want to install, and there is let's see, this requirements right here. So if we look at that, by the way, this is, wait, oh, appreciate the new follow, Crown Pass. I actually don't hear anything right now, so I actually don't know, like, if, yeah, I happened to see that. I was like, what's going on with my screen? But yeah, if I'm a little quiet, it's mainly because I don't see or hear anything right now. I don't have headphones on. All right, so anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and go to this requirements, if I can spell correctly. And these are all of the requirements for this particular project. So there's a few. Obviously, we're going to do some HTTP stuff, so over the server, and then SciPy. These are all things that you'd expect from any type of package that's using like machine learning, AI, like any of these, like they're all using this, and this is torch based. So of course we're gonna have things that's based on PyTorch. All right, anyway, let's go ahead and move on from that. So we're now on autofocus. I'm sorry, we're now on the focus environment. It's now activated, and we're gonna install the things. So let's go ahead and do that. So that's just pip install, really. Now the only difference between how I'm calling this and how you would normally call it is that I'm giving it a file, this requirements text. So you can kind of think of this as a JSON file, like a package JSON, where unlike npm, which will automatically look for a file called package JSON, pip won't. So the way you handle it is you just give it this file called requirement versions, and then yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. All right, and we should download more of the internet, because that's what we do these days as developers. We simply download the internet over and over and over again. So this shouldn't take too long. And then after this, the first launch is going to take a while, because we're going to have to download some models. And I want to say the model is like 3 or 4 gigabytes. On my connection, it's not that bad. But if you're trying to follow along yourself, just make sure that you have a decent internet connection. So we're just waiting on this to finish up. It should only take a few seconds. All right, now that we've done that, we're going to do the Python update with entry with update. And what this will do is go and fetch the latest models and pull all that kind of stuff down so that we can have fun. All right, so let's do that. So we're gonna do Python entry with update, and I want to do a preset of realistic. We'll go ahead and get that running, and as you can see here, it's downloading the safe tensor, which is just a model. And you see, oh, it's 6 gig. Okay, all right, look at that. It's the sum of what I said it was possibly. I said it was either 2 to 4 gigabytes, and it's actually 6. So yeah, there we are. And wait till you see what's possible with this, man. It's pretty awesome. And the team behind this particular project has put in so much work to make this possibly the most pleasant onboarding experience for an open source project outside of GitHub Desktop. That's GitHub Desktop, I think, is still one of the best. But they carry this concept that we had at GitHub, which I think that it was probably from Phil, maybe, where it's this idea that an open source project, the experience should be such that you navigate to the project and everything that you need is there, and you should be able to write like literally a line, like run a script, which will then go and get everything set up and get it running. All too often in a lot of these open source projects, it takes a lot of effort and know-how and just, you know, trial and error to get some of these things running. Obviously it gets better over time. You know, if you're pretty experienced, like you know how computers work, like most of this is like you kind of understand what to do, but it's not very approachable to those who are new, unfortunately. But this right here is like, for the level of complexity that's involved in this particular project, for it to be this great of an onboarding experience is awesome. So far, all of the things that you've seen me do is really just around getting my machine set up so like the environment is correct. But outside of that, it's literally you just clone the repo, run 2 commands, followed by a 3rd command, which, you know, the one that we're running right now. So y'all thought we were done. There's more stuff to download. That's why I say you need a pretty fast internet connection. I'm noticing on their end, it's not as fast because it's nowhere near saturating my network, but that's okay because here we are. So look, we now have this thing and it's running locally. Now you may be like, oh, who cares? Like, what is this? All right, well, let's go to the internet. I gotta find some pictures of some folks. We're gonna see how bad of an internet user I am. I'm gonna just go to here and type, I don't know, girl on a beach. We'll just take that. Hopefully, okay. Can we get like something that is like acceptable? All right, let's try Google. Where can I go to like learn, like not learn, but where can I go to see pictures of people? Is it? We'll just go to Google. We'll say girl on a beach. All right, cool. We have a girl on the beach. This person. So we're gonna take this person. It's stock photo. We don't care. Let's save the image to my desktop. And if y'all have a better picture, like feel free to send it. I don't care enough. So we'll say pic of girl. All right, cool. So we have a picture of a girl. We can move on. And I'm gonna give this an input image, and we'll just place her there. And then I can give it a prompt. I'm gonna start off with, actually, you know what? We're going all the way AI. So let's first open this up here. And how do I want to do this? All right, so we'll go to ChatGPT. This is where things are going to get interesting. Help me write a prompt for a stable diffusion model to make the best photo possible of a girl posed next to, posed in front of a wall of interesting graffiti while influencing, we'll say while trying to sell others on ice cream. I don't know. I'm just putting in some random crap now, just to show like you could put the most nonsensical stuff and then put it in here and it'll give you something. All right, cool. So I'm having ChatGPT generate this prompt, so I don't have to be creative myself. We'll just poke that in there. And we're gonna keep the upscale and all this stuff. We're gonna keep this all like just the way it is. All right, and now we'll click generate. And what we should see is we're seeing that it's going to move this model. I don't want to explain it yet. We'll see what it'll do, but eventually, after it does it, so yeah, it's moving it to my GPU. What you'll notice is that my memory just spiked over here. You know what? Let's do another one of these here, so we can kind of see what the memory usage is like, along with what the CPU usage is like. The reason why it's important to see that is to note that it's not using the CPU, it's using my GPU mostly. So I guess maybe for that, let's open up Activity Monitor. And we will have the GPU history up. And what we should see is that the GPU should be fully used right now. Now, what I would like to see in the future from Apple is tell me when the machine learning core is being used. Because right now it's not really obvious if it's being used, like these accelerators that they charge us all this money for. All right, look at this. So we're getting somewhere. And I want y'all to keep in mind that like this is happening on my Mac. This is an M1 Ultra, of course, but I'm in the middle of a live stream. I'm recording this live stream. This is doing, it's sending it out to you all to 3 different platforms at 1440p at 30 frames per second, along with recording locally. All right, so we have our first one. All right, so we'll do a second one soon. And yeah, like this should be I don't know, I think this is pretty cool. This is pretty dope. So yeah, this is the tool. I have now completed what it is that I said that I wanted to do. So what I'm going to do right now is just let this finish generating, and then we'll take a moment to inspect it up close, and then I'm going to leave you all to enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, by the way, I just realized it's the day after Christmas. Hopefully y'all had a fun, eventful Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. If you don't, hopefully you enjoyed your days off if you live in America, because we get those days off. Surprise, surprise, we live in a Christian country, so it makes sense that we would get Christian holidays. So hopefully you all enjoyed the time with your families and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe some of you got presents. I got myself my own gift. I got me some crystalware from St. Louis in France. All right, look at this. So we now have 2 images. One of them looks like actually like a girl, like a kid girl. She looks too young. But yeah, let's look at these. All right, so this one looks a little scary to me. All right, by the way, this is a fake image. This isn't a real person. It's the teeth though. It's those teeth. Those are scary to me. I can do it. But you know, like what's cool about this, and maybe I'll show this in another stream, but you can come over here and like literally highlight the things that you want to change and continue to refine your prompt so that you can get better and better images. And you can also go in here and change certain parameters so that you can have a more photorealistic image, or maybe one that adheres to a particular style. You can also have one that, here, I'll just show it here. It's under advanced. And what I'll come into here. So you see here, I had the performance on speed. However, I could put it on quality, and then that will give me another image. Let's do that. You know what? I've only been here for 28 minutes. I'm fine with doing 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and let's do 3 images this time. All right. So she has ice cream. Okay. All right, cool. So we have the setting. We're going to do quality this time. And then for the style, this is where we can come in and like give it some. So I want this to be like cyberpunk or something like that. So we'll search for that, cyberpunk to go with my new Cybertruck. So we're going to do dark cyberpunk. Let's see what happens. We'll generate. And while this happens, one of the things that I want to talk about is this stores all of your prompts as well as all of the intermediary images. So if you're like, oh, like I don't want to lose my work, you don't have to worry about that. You can legit just do a bunch of stuff and then come back at later points, see the images that were taken, and then you can now take those images, and I'm not gonna do that now, but you can come in and you can upload those images as different sources, and then you can continue to refine your prompt and re-input those images, and then you basically get the version that you want, I guess. You do it until you're ready, until you're okay with what you have. All right, so this is the last one, but just wanted to show it because I think this is pretty cool technology that you can now run. Look at this, 30 gigabytes of my RAM. So it will use all your RAM if possible. I'm actually quite interested to see what this is going to look like on a better Mac. So for me, a better Mac, it's not going to be the M2. It'll be the M3 or M4. I haven't decided. I'm leaning towards waiting for the M4, but you know, the M3, I don't know. We'll see. I'm starting to have issues with video RAM and GPU usage because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monitors running on top of other things, and they're all high resolution. And as a result, my computer I'm starting to notice. So maybe the M3 will solve that with its insane GPU, which I will get the top version of that one. All right, still doing this with this young. Maybe I should have taken out young, or maybe I should put in like 24-year-old, like 23-year-old or something like that. Someone who's older. All right, let's see how we're looking. It's still, wait, okay, no, I was like, is it still moving the model? Curious, does anyone know if the Mac M1, the M2, what is it, the M2 Ultra, does that have a higher memory bandwidth than the M1 Ultra? I think this is, I want to say this is running on 400 gigabits per second or something like that. But if the new one's faster, then that means that these models will be a lot faster. Because as we put data onto the memory, I mean, if it's faster, that means that, you know, that one bottleneck, which, you know, moving the Model 2 there becomes faster. All right, we have one. Let's take a look at it. Let's download a high quality version of it. The fingers look weird, and I have no idea why she's holding 2 things of ice cream, and her teeth still looks weird. And this is also very different from that source image, so I wonder if it didn't use the source image this time, because it's very different. Like, it's now incredibly different. But it's actually kind of interesting to see that it's not technically the same background, but it looks so similar to the other one, which I find that's kind of cool. All right, this one is starting to look pretty good. This is looking pretty decent. Wait for that to finish. Yo, what's up, Cannabis Bonnie? How you doing? Yeah, I'm hosting this locally. So here, you can see right here, this is my GPU. It's maxed out right now. Here is my system. The CPUs are fine. Like, I'm not really using much on the CPU end. The highest ones, I should say, are these over here, this first block. And I want to say 2 of these are the efficiency core, or 4 of these are the efficiency cores. Oh wow, I can actually hear what do I hear? This is my... All right, for the first time ever, I can hear my Mac Studio behind my monitor. I've never heard it. The fans are on. Like, I've never heard the fans come on. Blowing out hot air too. Unfortunately, I don't have a good way of making that audible to you all, because I'm running noise cancellation. Actually, you know what? I can turn off my noise cancellation. Let's try this. All right, so we're gonna turn off noise cancellation right quick. And if you hear any background noise, it's my Mac Studio. If you can't hear it, then I don't know what to say. Let's turn. Oh, and also another thing worth mentioning is that I didn't even write the prompt. I came to ChatGPT to write the prompt, and this was my prompt. And then I looked on the internet for a girl on the beach. I picked one of the first ones that I saw, which was this one, dumped her there, and then pasted in that prompt. And then so far I have 2 images. I have this one. I don't understand why she has 2 in her hand, but whatever. And then this one. This one looks a little bit better. The teeth are still funny to me. The fingers are still weird. The watch is also weird. And this area right here is a little bit weird as well. However, like I was saying, how we can come into here and we can actually highlight the areas that we want to be improved. And this is something that I can get into in a future stream. I don't think I'm going to do that in this stream. But yes, that's to answer your question. This is all running locally. In fact, I've been running some of these things locally all year. Like I started using OpenAI stuff like 1.5 years ago or so, maybe longer than that. I don't know. I was using it for my product at the time. So I've been using, some of their stuff, on their servers. However, there have been open source developments on this for like years. So you can run a lot of the stuff on your machine if you have the right tooling, and I guess the desire to run it, because it does take effort. All right, let's see. This one is better. This earring is weird. Like, this is a weird earring. The hands are good though, even though she's missing a nail. But most people would notice that. How are the eyes? Eyes are interesting. It's got some Southeast Asian vibe going on. I don't understand how we got from this black woman to Southeast Asian, but hey, it's whatever. Yeah, this is actually pretty decent, because all things considered, You know, in less than 30 minutes, I have gone to the internet, cloned the repo, installed all of my dependencies to make sure that my machine is in a state where it can do this, and then some prompts, and now I have this image, which I'm going to download and prove that, you know, that like you can just come, oh wait, not this one. This was weird. The teeth are weird. And she's holding 2 pieces of ice cream, which is just weird. But yeah, I could probably get away with this one. I could probably put this somewhere and be like, all right, this is going to be the image of my model. And then I could say, all right, well, instead of holding the ice cream, hold I don't know, like a cup of hot chocolate, I don't know, something. And then we could use this for doing marketing for brands. That's where I'm headed towards all this. I'm like, you know, that's always been the thing that I've been missing, is the marketing side. It's not just from the content. Copywriting is a little bit easier for me, but getting models and all that, even though I do photography, I don't want to have to go out and like do that, where I can just type in some words and get one here. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's stream. Hopefully you found some of this enjoyable. You learned something. If you want to see more of these types of streams, more of this kind of content, feel free to follow me or subscribe on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter and all the other places where, you know, people congregate. You'll probably follow me there as I am Will Shepherd. Anyways, I'm out. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Peace.